Diamond Matrix said, "Whoever has thoroughly purified vision in the third stage enters the fourth stage. One attains this stage by 10 entries into the light of the teaching. By entry into the light through contemplation of the realms of beings. By entry into the light through contemplation of the realms of the world. By entry into the light through contemplation of the realms of phenomena and principles. By entry into the light through contemplation of the realm of space. By entry into the light through contemplation of the realm of consciousness. By entry into the light through contemplation of the realm of desire. By entry into the light through contemplation of the realm of form. By entry into the light through contemplation of the realm of formlessness. By entry into the light through contemplation of the realm of high-minded devotion. And by entry into the light through contemplation of the realm of inclinations of the magnanimous mind. Here, in this fourth stage, called blazing, simultaneous with the attainment of this stage, the enlightening beings are born in the family of Buddhas, so as to attain the qualities proper to it by means of 10 things that develop and mature knowledge. By non-regressing will. By ultimate unbreakable faith in the 3 treasures. By contemplation of the origination and extinction of conditioned things. By contemplation of the non-origination of inherent nature. By contemplation of the formation and disintegration of worlds. By contemplation of coming into existence due to actions. By contemplation of the mundane whirl and nirvana. By contemplation of actions of beings and lands. By contemplation of past and future. And by contemplation of non-being and non-annihilation. Having embodied these 10 things that mature knowledge, enlightening beings are born in the family of Buddhas by attainment of the principles that are proper to it. Furthermore, the enlightening beings in this blazing stage carry on examination of the inner body vigorously, with precise awareness and mindfulness, getting rid of worldly desire and dejection. They carry on examination of the external body vigorously, with precise awareness and mindfulness, getting rid of worldly desire and dejection. They do the same to internal sensation, external sensation, and internal and external sensation, to the internal mind, the external mind, and the internal and external mind. They carry on examination of internal phenomena, precisely aware and mindful, getting rid of worldly desire and dejection. They carry on examination of external phenomena, precisely aware and mindful, getting rid of worldly desire and dejection. They carry on examination of internal and external phenomena, precisely aware and mindful, getting rid of worldly desire and dejection. The enlightening beings will and strive for the non-arising of bad and unwholesome states that have not yet arisen. They initiate vigorous effort, commanding the mind and directing it properly. They will and strive for the destruction of bad and unwholesome states that have arisen, initiating vigorous effort, commanding the mind and directing it properly. They will and strive for the arising of good states that have not yet arisen, initiating vigorous effort, commanding the mind and directing it properly. They will and strive for the stabilization, prevention of loss, augmentation, increased production and cultivation, and complete fulfillment of good states that have already arisen, initiating vigorous effort, commanding the mind and directing it properly. They develop the basis of mystical power of will combined with concentration and exertion, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the basis of mystical power of energy combined with concentration and exertion, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the basis of mystical power of attention combined with concentration and exertion, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the basis of mystical power of contemplation combined with concentration and exertion, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the faculty of faith, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the faculty of energy, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the faculty of recollection, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the faculty of concentration, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the faculty of wisdom, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the power of faith, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the power of energy, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the power of recollection, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the power of concentration, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the power of wisdom, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the branch of enlightenment of mindfulness, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the branch of enlightenment of investigation of things, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the branch of enlightenment of energy, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the branch of enlightenment of joy, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the branch of enlightenment of tranquility, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the branch of enlightenment of concentration, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop the limb of enlightenment of equanimity, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop right thought, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop right seeing, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop right speech, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop right action, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop right livelihood, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop right effort, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop right mindfulness, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. They develop right concentration, based on detachment, based on dispassion, based on extinction, given to relinquishment. Furthermore, all this is due to concern for all beings, due to the support of carrying out past vows, due to being led by great compassion, due to realization of great kindness, due to being principally focused on omniscience, due to being engaged in the full accomplishment of the powers, expertise, unique qualities, marks, embellishments, and voice of all enlightened ones, due to being in quest of the final supreme truth, due to following what is learned of the liberation of the profound teaching of Buddhas, and due to reflection on the great power of skill in liberative means. Moreover, the enlightening beings in the stage of blazing are freed from all points of attachment to what is considered wealth, what is considered one's own possessions, what is guarded and kept, what is thought of, what is ruminated on, what is conceived of, appearing and disappearing, aroused by attachment to the ideas of a real body, self, being, life, growth, person, personality, mental and physical clusters, elements, and sense mediums. Whatever acts should not be done are disapproved by perfect Buddhas and provoke affliction, the enlightening beings get rid of. Whatever acts should be done are approved by perfect Buddhas and are appropriate for provisions for the path of enlightenment. These the enlightening beings take on. As the enlightening beings increasingly develop the elements of the path accomplished by skill and means and wisdom for the attainment of the path, their minds accordingly become gentle, mild, workable, and altruistic, unafflicted, seeking the final ultimate excellence, seeking higher knowledge, liberating all beings, obeying and respecting their teachers, practicing the teachings as they have learned. They also become grateful and appreciative of what has been done for them, and they become extremely courageous, easy to live with, honest, gentle, uncomplicated, undiluted, free from conceit, easy to talk to, skillful in grasping the speaker's meaning. Thus the enlightening beings attain patience, self-control, and tranquility. Thus patient, controlled, and calm, they contemplate the elements of the path to purify the higher stages with unremitting vigor, unafflicted vigor, unregressing vigor, immense vigor, endless vigor, blazing vigor, unequaled vigor, invincible vigor, vigor in developing all beings to maturity, vigor in discerning what is instructive and what is not. And their mentality becomes more and more purified, their prevailing will doesn't die out, and their element of zeal blazes. Great roots of goodness are produced, and they accomplish destruction of worldly defilements. All their doubts and uncertainties are cut off, and they accomplish presence of mind free from doubt. They also attain joy and serenity. They come into the presence of the power of the enlightened and attain immeasurable will. To the enlightening beings in this stage of blazing, many Buddhas become visible by great vision and willpower. Many hundreds of Buddhas, many thousands of Buddhas, many hundreds of thousands of Buddhas, many millions of Buddhas, many hundreds of millions of Buddhas, many billions of Buddhas, many trillions of Buddhas become visible to the enlightening beings by great vision and willpower. Having seen those enlightened ones, they honor and make offerings to them with great zeal, providing useful items such as clothing, food, and drink, bedding, seat cushions, and medicines. They also provide comforts for enlightening beings and pay honor to the religious community. These roots of goodness they dedicate to unexcelled, complete, perfect enlightenment. Also, they attend those Buddhas and respectfully listen to their teachings, taking them up, remembering them, and putting them into practice to the best of their ability. In many cases, the enlightening beings go forth from home into the tutelage of those Buddhas. Their will, purpose, devotion, and equanimity are further purified. In this stage of blazing, the enlightening beings abide in purity of will, purpose, devotion, and equanimity for many eons, many hundreds and thousands and millions and billions and trillions of eons, and their roots of goodness become radiant with extreme clarity. Just as gold fashioned by a skilled goldsmith into ornaments cannot be outshone by gold that has not been worked, in the same way the roots of goodness of enlightening beings in the stage of blazing cannot be outshone by the roots of goodness in the lower stages. And just as the light produced from a jewel, light emanating from a sphere of completely pure radiance, cannot be outshone by other pure lights produced from jewels, and the light cannot be destroyed by any wind, water, or rain. In the same way, the enlightening beings in this stage of blazing cannot be outshone by enlightening beings in the lower stages, and their knowledge cannot be destroyed by the actions of any demons or afflictions. Of the four means of salvation, cooperation is predominant in these enlightening beings, and among the 10 transcendent ways, energy is predominant. Nonetheless, they do practice the others as best they can. This is a summary of the 4th stage of enlightening beings, the stage called blazing. Most of the enlightening beings in this stage are celestial sovereigns of the heaven of timely portion, powerful, able to remove beings' view of a really existent body and establish them in right insight. Whatever actions the enlightening beings in this stage undertake, whether by giving, by kind speech, by beneficial action, or by cooperation, it is never apart from thoughts of Buddha, the teaching, the community, enlightening beings, the practices of enlightening beings, the ways of transcendence, the powers, expertise, and unique qualities of Buddhas, up to omniscience consummate in all respects. Why? To become the best of beings, unexcelled leaders and guides, and ultimately omniscient refuges. Those who seek to be thus undertake the appropriate effort, by which they instantly attain 1,000,000,000 concentrations, see 1,000,000,000 Buddhas and recognize their power, shake 1,000,000,000 worlds, go to 1,000,000,000 lands, illumine 1,000,000,000 worlds, mature 1,000,000,000 beings, abide for 1,000,000,000 eons, penetrate 1,000,000,000 eons past and future, contemplate 1,000,000,000 teachings, and manifest 1,000,000,000 bodies, each surrounded by 1,000,000,000 enlightening beings. Then enlightening beings with the power of vows, by the excellence of their vows, perform countless transformations of the body, aura, mystic powers, sphere of operation, voice, conduct, adornment, power, resolution, and performances. Then Diamond Matrix spoke these verses describing the meaning of this stage. Those who have accomplished the 3rd stage, refulgence, contemplating the deeds of beings, the world, and phenomena, with purity of resolution and will, they enter the realm of space, the realm of mind, and the triple realm. As soon as those of great power attain the stage of blazing, they are born in the family of the teacher, never to regress, inseparable from the Buddha, the teaching, and the community, viewing the inertness of the continuum of birth and death. Reflecting on the coming into existence of action that causes the world to develop, on cyclic existence, nirvana, lands, and beings, as well as phenomena, past and future, non-extinction and non-origination, they grow in the family of the teacher, acting in accord. Having realized these principles, kind and compassionate, they contemplate the phenomena of their bodies and minds. They contemplate the inner, outer, and both, reflecting on the 4 points of mindfulness, free from attachment. From the destruction of evil, having developed good qualities, they actualize the 4 right efforts. They develop the 4 bases of mystic powers, the powers and faculties, the light of the jewels of the limbs of enlightenment, and thus the supreme path. They develop these for the benefit of beings, focusing their minds on this, their vow supporting them, with compassion foremost, seeking omniscient knowledge, the field of Buddhas, thinking of supreme power and the highest path. Steadfast in seeking also the unshakable state of wisdom and the supreme Buddha voice of the teacher, the jewel of the profound path and the abode of liberation, they develop great means. Free from the view of a real body and from all erroneous views, free from ego and possession, from living and gaining. In this fourth stage, the defilement of attachment to the clusters, sense mediums, and elements is removed. Whatever actions are condemned by Buddhas as being conducive to affliction and not beneficial, these enlightening beings abandon and with purified intent undertake good deeds for the benefit of the world. They become gentle in mind, careful, mild, genial, honest, kind, easy to live with. Unafflicted, they seek the highest path in quest of supreme knowledge, acting for the benefit of the world. Respectfully approaching the worthy, wishing to learn, they are grateful, easy to teach, not hypocritical. Free from pride and guile, equanimous and courageous, they arouse non-regressing vigor and cultivation. Those established in the splendor of this stage have their minds set on pure truth. Their zeal blazes, they increase good qualities. All defilement, impurity, heedlessness, and doubt vanish. The enlightening beings here, the best of people, pay respect to billions of Buddhas, hear their teaching, and detach from the world to enter it, impossible to spoil, like ornaments of gold. The virtuous state of mind, knowledge, expedient practice, and the path of purification of the sages in this stage cannot be turned back even by billions of demons, just as the radiance of jewels cannot be leached away by rainwater. Those in this stage, worthy of human and celestial respect, become lords of the heaven of timely portion, carrying out celestial justice. They withdraw beings from the tangle of views and accumulate good for the sake of enlightened knowledge. Full of vigor, they see a billion Buddhas, due to concentration, single-minded. After that, for many eons they carry out beneficial actions, supreme undertakings characterized by knowledge. Children of Buddha, I have explained this fourth stage of enlightening beings, called blazing, which is pure and involves the immaculate conduct of those with virtue and knowledge. Having thus heard the practice of this excellent stage of the wise, the enlightening beings were pleased, delighted by the teaching. Uplifted, they showered a rain of flowers in the sky, saying, "Well have you spoken, great enlightening one." The King of Gods, with a group of celestials, stood in the sky to honor the Buddha, their minds elevated. Delighted, happy, they made clouds of various glows for the Buddha, with pleasing lights. Goddesses in concert sang and played music to offer to the teacher. Manifesting such power of enlightening beings, they spoke these words. At long last is the will of the sage fulfilled. At long last has the victor attained the emancipation of enlightenment. At long last is Shakyamuni seen in the celestial city, having accomplished human and divine weal. At long last are the waters of the ocean stirred. At long last is the pure light of the victor released. At long last do suffering beings become happy. At long last is the teaching of the compassionate one heard. At long last is the great sage met, who has attained the consummation of all virtues, having destroyed the darkness of conceit and heedlessness, the great mendicant, worthy, respected. Those who have honored him are gone to heaven. enjoying many kinds of happiness. Those who have honored him put an end to all suffering and gain supreme knowledge. The victor is pure as space, undefiled by the world, like a lotus in water, like the polar mountain rising from the sea. So honor the Buddha, glad in mind. Then the wise one, Moon of Liberation, said to Diamond Matrix, "Please tell us the characteristics of the fifth stage."